Hi, and welcome to this week's Self-Love Masterclass. My name is Renee. I'm a self-love teacher, coach, doula, and a Reiki master. And every single week, we come back here to explore new ways to develop our self-esteem, our self-worth, and to create the inner wisdom so we can manifest the life of our dreams. Today, we're talking all about how to let go of a past love. And I am not kidding you. I think this is one of my most requested topics. Whether you are the person that somebody broke up with or you're the person that did the breaking up with, I think you're really going to find a lot of value in this video. It's really, really hard going through a breakup. And there are so many things that people do just to avoid dealing with the pain or the life lessons that we're actually meant to learn from these breakups. Wherever you are in your breakup journey or whatever you're going through, you're not alone. And I just really acknowledge you for your bravery in being somebody who actually wants to deal with your feelings head on rather than avoiding them. Step number one is accepting what is. Whoa, right? Accepting what is. I know how hard that is if someone broke up with you and you're kind of sitting there like, why are we even broken up? But I'm telling you right now that you gotta get to this place where you just accept how that other person feels and accepts what they're saying, because any resistance to it is only going to keep you and that other person stuck where you are. But that's not the only, example of how people don't really accept what is. Let's say that you're with someone and you found out that they were lying or cheating on you, or maybe that this person just isn't who they presented themselves to be. The more you continue to go down that road of what they should have, would have, could have done, what you should have, could have, would have done, all that kind of stuff, the more it's going to keep you trapped emotionally and keep you both stuck where you are without being able to move forward. So again, the important thing to do for step number one of the process is just to sit down and say, what is happening right now? This person does not see a future with me right now. This person broke my trust. This person is not who they said they were. Accept these things so that you can move forward. As I always say in all my videos, whatever you resist persists. So please do yourself a favor. Just accept the reality. Step number two of the process is letting go of the future that you created together. So let's say that you were engaged, right? And now the wedding is called off. You thought you were going to marry this person. You thought you were going to have kids with this person. You thought like you were going to take trips together. There's just a whole vision of the future that you had. That's part of what has you hold on to your ex. That's part of what has it be so difficult for you to move on. Because when you're looking at your future, you see a future with them. You don't even see how there could be a future without them. What you want to do, or this is really what I tell my clients to do. This is something that I myself am doing or have done. Go into the visions that you had. So I recommend that you sit down and you do this in meditation, or you do this first thing in the morning or just before bed when it's really quiet. Think about those dreams and those hopes that you had. Really get into the experience of what you felt and thought it would be like. But what I want you to do is reverse the outcome, reverse the ending. So if you saw yourself getting married, what I'd like for you to do is see yourself actually saying to that person, I love you and I've had such a great relationship with you, but I think it's best that we not get married. I think we should end this now. Whether the person broke up with you or not, do this, okay? And you want to go into every vision, every dream that you had, every little giddy hope that you had about the future, whether it was going to the corner store with them next week, celebrating a birthday with them later on, meeting the parent, wherever you had a vision or a dream, I want you to go into it and I want you to change the outcome or change the ending. When you can change the way you see the future, you can change the way you relate to that person in the present moment. It's going to give you power. It's going to bring you into the reality of right now, which is you are not together right now. Step number 3 of the process is we've got to go backwards now. We've got to go into the past and dismantle the past. When you are madly in love or just really attached to someone, you just don't want to let them go. Not only are you traveling to the future, as I explained in the last step, but you're also going back into the past and you're looking at all these amazing moments that you had and all the wonderful things that were there, and it's like you just are hyper focused on that stuff. And so it has you not want to let go of the person or not be in the present moment. What I'm recommending here is that you pull out your journal, you pull out some paper, your iPad, whatever you like to write on, and not only look at the good things, but now I want you to start to examine the things that were not ideal or didn't work so well, or wherever you had to settle or compromise. And I promise you, you'll find them. It doesn't matter how awesome a relationship is. There are things that we sacrifice and we compromise to make the relationship work. The more you start to see those things, examine those things, the more it will kind of like balance your feelings out about the person. You won't be stuck in this, oh, this must be the person kind of feeling. You'll be now looking at it from a bit more of a rational, level-headed standpoint, and it will help you to let go. Step number 4 is raise your standards. I've worked with people of all kinds. I've worked with people who have extremely low self-esteem, and so their standards were very low. And I've also worked with people who have had what they thought was really high self-esteem, but was actually low, which had their standards be like just completely ridiculous. But to be quite honest, most people that I work with fall somewhere in between. They have some standards that are, very reasonably set, and then they have some standards that are just too low. Raise your standards so that you can really start to attract someone that is more in an energetic, physical, and vibrational alignment with where you are going in the future. Step number 5, after you've sort of looked at where you need to raise your standards, it's now about really taking note of what lessons you've learned. It doesn't matter how awesome or how awful a relationship is, there's always something for us to learn about ourselves. There's always something for us to learn about life or men and women or relationships. Every relationship is designed to teach us something. And our partners are always our mirrors. They're always reflecting to us how we feel about ourselves. Take some time throughout this process to look at all of the situations that happened. Look at your conflicts, or even if you didn't have any conflicts at all, why didn't you have any conflicts? Really dissect the relationship and see what life lessons there are to take away from this experience. The more you have a clear understanding of what you didn't see then, but you see now, the more you'll come to this place and this understanding that, my God, this relationship, no matter how great or how horrible it was, could not have continued any further past the point that it was at, because there was stuff to be learned and things that needed to be implemented for the highest good of all involved. Yay! So now we're finally heading on to step number 6. This is where it starts to get fun. All right, so now we get to sort of, clarify what we want when we've, gone through all the other steps and we've accepted and we've let go and we've dismantled and, we've learned the lessons and we've raised our standards. We start to get a clear picture of what we want. What can we have? That sort of thing. You get to play around. I really encourage you to, talk to your friends and see what they've learned about people in relationships. If your parents have a really great relationship, then look at what they have and see the qualities that they have that you'd like to have. I wouldn't say go to the media, because quite honestly, it's just my experience that people are not 100% bone truthful, and you never know what's happening in their relationships. You can only take it, with a grain of salt. Go to the very deep personal relationships where you can see all sides of things, or a mature couple, and ask and look and just, really get to know the things that you like or the things that you want. Also, work with a coach who can really, dive deep into the inner workings of who you are, to see the things that are really important to you, the things that are, the things that really matter to you, and the things that are deal breakers for you, and the things that are must-haves for you, and all of that fun stuff. But this is really a time for you to play, for you to enjoy and explore and get excited about what you can create next for your life. And then the final step number 7, once you've sort of gotten a clear picture, a clear feeling of what you want in a relationship, what would make you feel really good, what would be the kind of partner that you really feel you can give a lot to and support and be just a force of nature with, then visualize that every day. If you want somebody who's really affectionate and holds your hand and kisses your forehead and tells you that they love you, then visualize that. If you want someone who is truthful and who is honest and who you feel like you don't have to struggle with to explain yourself constantly, visualize what a conversation would be like. Visualize what a fight would even be like. If you want somebody who is ready for something long term, who's serious, who wants to have children, and who wants to have children within a certain time frame, visualize that. Visualize what it would be like to have a conversation with that person on a date. Like, get deep into the visualization experience and what it would be like to be in a relationship with the kind of person that really matches your energy and matches where you're going and what you want in life. My friends, the game of love isn't an easy one. There are lots of ups and downs, and there are lots of heartbreaks. But you know what I know? Is no matter what we go through, it's always worth it. And we are strong, and we heal. And then we open our hearts again. No matter where you are on your journey, if love is what you really want, and you know with every inch of your heart that you are worthy, you will find it. You've got to believe it. You've got to trust it. And you've got to know it. And if you ever have a doubt, please, 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 work with someone. But don't you dare walk through your life believing that it can't or it won't happen for you. You are worthy. You are deserving. And it can happen if you hold the intention, heal yourself, open your heart, and say yes to love. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and if it has been, don't forget to like this video and give it a thumbs up. Share this as much as you want. Share it with your friends and your family, anyone that you think could benefit from this. And last but not least, if you are not already subscribed to this YouTube channel, subscribe, or following me on Instagram and Snapchat and all of that, click the links below and follow me there. It has been such a pleasure doing this class for you. And always remember, we are in this together. Mwah. What a great class today. It's so good to talk about love. I love talking about love.